Welcome back. And I'm so excited. I almost can't contain my excitement, boys, let me tell you, because after what feels like years, even though it's only been months, we're back to playing some Pokemon. And we're back to shiny hunting. I was shiny hunting a ton at the end of 2025, as many of you probably know. Listen, 2025, I was grinding for a shiny Charmander in Fire Red and Leaf Green between the months of September all the way up to January 2026. We spent hours, many streams, just resetting the beginning of this game just to get a shiny Charmander at Oak's Laboratory. And we finally got one right at the beginning of January 2026, which in a way was good timing because shortly after that, I got in a car accident, which took away about a month of streaming for me. I was gone for pretty much all of January and the beginning of February. I then returned to streaming for a couple weeks just to be met with the plague, an actual ancient illness that left me bedridden for another couple weeks. So, once again, I couldn't stream. Needless to say, the start of 2026 has been pretty rough for me, and I haven't streamed a lot. Therefore, I haven't shiny hunted in a couple months, so I've missed it. And today, we are going to be shiny hunting for arguably the easiest shiny in this game, which is Abra at the game corner. And you'll notice that we're doing things a little bit different this time around. When I was shiny hunting for Charmander, I had 4 Game Boys all set up on this camera, this one right here. I had this $14 camera pointed at my mouse pad with 4 DS and Game Boys set up on it. And the reason I set it up like that is because Charmander is one of the slowest shiny hunts in the game. At least one of the slowest soft reset hunts in the game. And therefore, I wanted to maximize my odds of finding a Charmander by having 4 games playing at once. For Abra, we're not going to need that, because as you can see here at the game corner, Abra costs 180 coins in Pokemon Fire Red, and in Pokemon Leaf Green, it's going to be a little difficult to read, only costs 120 coins. So we can buy a ton of Abra. And therefore, I'm only going to be playing on 2 systems to start. One on this $14 camera, like the good old days. And the other one on my capture card, because I only have 1 capture card. So I can only capture 1 of my games anyways. I can't capture all 4 games if I wanted to. But I still want to capture at least 1 of them so you guys get good footage, good quality content. Hey, what's up, brother Brandon? It's wonderful to see you. And I'll be honest, you might be wondering why I'm not playing on all 4 devices at once. I have a logical, reasonable excuse for one of them, not the other. The reason I'm not playing on the cartridge that we found the shiny Charmander in is because the whole point of this series is I want to beat the game with shinies only. And therefore, to me, it would be kind of silly to start that series and then have to stop to shiny hunt. You know, play the game for a little bit and then stop to shiny hunt another Pokemon. Play the game for a little bit and then stop to shiny hunt another Pokemon. I want to catch all of my shinies ahead of time and then trade them all to that save file so we can do the entire Let's Play, the entire challenge of beating the game with shinies only in one go without having to stop, without having to take breaks to shiny hunt. So that's why I'm not playing on the cartridge where I found the shiny Charmander, because I don't want to. I want to wait till we have all of our shinies and then do that challenge in one breath, in one sitting, for lack of a better word. The reason I'm not playing on the 3rd cartridge is because, call it lazy, I'm going to use the car crash as an excuse. Maybe I'm using the car crash as an excuse too much so. It's just my go-to excuse now. But over the last 2 months, when I was supposed to be playing all of these games and grinding them all to the point to Celadon City, I only got 2 of the games to Celadon City. The third cartridge is currently at, like, Cerulean City. It is nowhere near Celadon City. So, that's why we're only playing on 2 games, because the third one isn't ready yet. I'm definitely gonna have to have it ready by the time we, like, start hunting for Dratini, because that costs way more coins, and therefore we'll be obtaining far fewer Dratini per reset. So eventually, we'll have 3 systems going at once when we shiny hunt Dratini. But not right now. And I don't even think we need it for Abra anyways. Like, we're chilling. But once we get that third system going, I'm going to put it on this camera as well, so we'll have 2 systems on this camera, 1 system on the capture card. But let's just get into it. We're going to start buying a ton of Abra on both systems. I did not mean to name these Abra. Oh my god. You can tell my muscle memory is not quite there yet. No! Why was my Abra placed in box 14? Everything's already going wrong. Did it get placed in box 14 on both? Why was it placed in box 14? Oh my god. Dude, what the fuck is going on? Why did it place it in box 14? Place it in box 1, brother. That actually makes no sense. Oh, it's because my Eevee's in box 14. God dang it. I'm an idiot. Literally our first reset of the night and I'm already making mistakes. Okay, the Abra went into the correct box on this system, just not on the capture card system. Alright, we're going back to the game corner now that we got everything fixed. Everything has been fixed. Hot dang it, bro. Alright. I need to line these 2 systems up together. Box 14, LMAO. I know, I don't know what the heck that was. Alright. So I need to get my muscle memory down. We'll repress A. Did you put it in box 14 again? Hold up. This is actually going to be a problem. I might have to move my Eevee to box 1. It's gonna... Why is it... I'm getting too angry. I'm getting more angry than I should be. Unjustifiably angry, I'll admit. Okay, no. Dude, I swear to God it said box 14. Am I tripping? Something's wrong with me. I'm getting tilted. I'm getting triggered by Pokemon. They turned my Pokemon woke. Sorry, anyways. I don't know what's going on with me, bro. Alright. I'm curious to see how many Abra we can buy on each account. Because like I said, for Pokemon Fire Red, it costs 180 coins. For Pokemon Leaf Green, it costs 120 coins. I'm pretty sure we did the math in one of our Shiny Charmander streams, and that averaged out to about, like, 50-something Abra reset, which is not bad. We went from doing 4 Charmander a reset to 50 Abra a reset. But I also think that was taking into account 3 devices. Oh, shoot, wait. I might have been considering the fact that I was going to be playing on 3 devices. So, what's 2/3 of 50? Like 30-something? Yeah, we'll probably be getting like 30 Abra a reset. Sounds about right. Yeah, we'll see. Because the math is a little different on each device, on each cartridge. Like, it costs 180 coins on one version of the game and 120 coins on another version of the game. I'm probably gonna have to keep buying Abra on, like, the DS when I'm technically done buying Abra on the GameCube that I'm screen capping, that I have my capture card hooked up to. But that's okay. It's just gonna mess with my muscle memory a little bit. Also, it's wonderful to see you today, brother. Can I just say that? It's absolutely wonderful to see you today. It warms my heart. I'm starting to get the muscle memory down already, though, which feels good. It is very weird, because one of my hands is pressing buttons on a GameCube controller, and the other one is pressing buttons on a DS. It's messing with my brain, but I'm already feeling good. I feel like I'm getting the muscle memory down. And then once we figure out just how many Abra we have collected on both games, we can adjust and, like, edit our like, tracker on the screen to be that number for each reset. So I don't have to continuously do math, nor will I have to press a button like 50 times. So what I mean by that is, let's say, hypothetically, we're getting like 37 Abra a reset. I can set up my shiny tracker, the little 0 you see on the screen currently, to go up in increments of 37, which will save me so much hassle. However, because the resets are going to go up in like increments of 30-something, I will not be using the clicker today, because I'm not clicking 37 times each reset. Sorry. I refuse. I'm not going to do that. That's going to give me like carpal tunnel syndrome. Straight up. Okay, we already have like 30 Abra because they're going into box 2 now. That's a good sign. That's a lot of Abra. That's more than I thought, actually, we were going to have. That means we have 30 on each device. So we're in the 60s total. Wait, we're going to get a lot of Abra each reset. Wait, this is going to be sick. This shiny hunt's going to go by so much more quickly than the last one. I feel spoiled. I'm so excited. This is amazing. I'm living my best life, let me tell you. I am living my best life right now. We still have 2,000 coins. I think the only thing that sucks about this shiny hunt is how boring this section of it is. Like, we're just stuck in a menu screen for minutes on end. But it's still way faster than being stuck in, like, the dialogue boxes that were talking to Professor Oak and talking to Gary. Like, the Charmander reset was actually breaking my brain. It was ruining my sanity. Because I'm already an impatient person, and that was making me way, way more impatient. Ah, shoot, I just accidentally nicknamed these Abra. Okay, we're good. It does feel good to be back, though. Feels good to be playing Pokemon again. It's been so long since we've last played Pokemon that they've since released these games on the Switch. We could have been doing this series on the Switch the whole time. But also, that would have been less fun. I feel like the whole point of this series for me... Oh, I'm out of coins. Shoot. Okay, well, we'll keep playing on this device. The whole point of this series for me was to beat the game with shinies only on, like, physical hardware, on an original cartridge. And if I was playing on the Switch, that doesn't really accomplish my goal, nor does it give me the same sense of pride. Dang, we still have 2,800 coins on this account. That just shows you the difference in price there and how much of a significance it's going to make, especially with how many abra we can catch. Wow, that's really nice, actually. I'm using the word catch a little loosely there. We're not really catching abra, we're just buying them. It feels a little scummy, too, especially in the lore of this game, because we're technically buying these abra from Team Rocket, who definitely just stole them from, like, children and the elderly. Probably a couple single mothers of 3, like... We're just buying stolen valor. Stolen property. Some single mother had her dear abra that she spent years growing up with. The abra stayed by her side when her husband left her, helping her raise the kids. It was kidnapped by Team Rocket, and we just bought it for 120 coins. Jesus Christ. Also, if we get bored of listening to this music over and over again, which I have a feeling I'm going to, I have a playlist queued up of Pokemon music, so we get a bit more variety. Yeah. I already have a playlist queued up of Pokemon music we can listen to, so we're not just stuck listening to this, like, shop music for hours on end. See, I tried to make each playthrough a little bit different, so I didn't completely lose my mind. For example, this playthrough on the DS here is actually my wife's playthrough, so she helped me out with one of them. The playthrough we have currently running on the GameCube, up in the corner, I basically made that playthrough a one Pokemon playthrough, just to be a bit fun and different. So I'm basically playing the game with a Venusaur only. I'll show you my party, actually, while we're spamming these abra. My party. So I have Venusaur only. The only reason there are Pokemon other than Venusaur is for HMs, and also because you need to catch more than 10 Pokemon in order to, like, beat the game. One of the requirements in order to obtain an HM is catch 10 Pokemon. So I caught a grand total of 6 Pokemon to fill up an entire party. Evolved a couple of them, like my Beedrill and my Metapod, and that was my way of filling up 10 spots in my Pokedex. That way, I could get that HM. But otherwise, like, if you look at the levels on this party, my Venusaur is level 65. No one else is near anywhere close to that. So I've basically just been doing this as a one Pokemon playthrough. And then the playthrough I'm doing on the third cartridge that is not yet at Celadon City, that playthrough is actually being recorded for my YouTube members and Twitch subscribers. So I don't want to spoil too much of it, but it's a bit of a long play. We're doing a little bit of a long play for that playthrough. Alright. Cool. We got lots of Abra to look at on both accounts. I think it's going to be a little bit too difficult for me to do it at the same time. So let's just run through each cartridge one by one. Now we do have to actually look at the summary to see whether or not it's shiny. We wouldn't know if it's shiny just by scrolling through like this, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that, but just to be safe, we're going to look at the summary. It is very funny to listen to Abra's cry over and over and over again. Okay, that's all 30 in this box. No shinies. How many do we have total? Okay, so on this cartridge, Pokemon Fire Red, we have almost 60. It'd be 60 minus 5, so that's 55 on this cartridge. You know, I used the number 55 earlier as like a total across all devices. Maybe I remember that wrong. Maybe I remember 55 as the number on a single cartridge. So far, no dice. Alright. 55 Abra across our Pokemon Fire Red. Nothing. Now we'll look through our Pokemon Leaf Green and see if we got any luck. Thankfully, the shiny for Abra, while not very obvious in this game, when you get a shiny, they make it really obvious in the summary screen. Not only does the color of the UI change in the summary screen, but you also get that little star that appears in the corner. So I'm looking for that as well. Oh shoot, I accidentally just left box operations. How many Abra do we get total? Almost 3 boxes of Abra. Oh my god. It's almost boring to look through this many Abra. Like, I gotta lock in. I feel like my attention span isn't good enough for this. But so far, yeah, nothing across the Abra here. Move on to box 3. And you know, the comment I made about the shiny looking way more obvious in the summary screen is the other reason I'm doing it in the summary screen instead of just like scrolling over all of the Abra individually. Okay, so our first reset of this shiny hunt resulted in no shinies. That's fine. You know, I kind of expected that. What I need to do now is figure out how many Abra we just got across 2 games. So 55 on Fire Red, and on Leaf Green it would have been 60 plus... what's 90 minus 8? 82? Okay. Pull out a calculator. Pull out a calc. That's short for calculator. If you didn't know, calc is short for calculator. Okay, yeah, so 90 minus 8 is 82 plus 55. We're doing 137 resets. Or 137 Abra per reset. Which is also so funny because my estimate was 37. I was just off by 100, you know, casually. And we're gonna go up in increments of 137. So, realistically, if I hit my backspace, it'll go back to 0. If I hit forward, it'll go up 137. Okay, cool. So the shiny counter is good to go. We're chilling. And now we can reset. We can reset. We do it all again. We run it back. Alright. I'm already getting a little bored of this music, though, if I can be so honest with you. So I think we're going to cut it for just a sec. And we're going to put on some other background music. Specifically, we're going to put on the OST for Black and White and Black and White 2. And I'll put it on shuffle. We'll start with the opening title theme, but then we'll go on shuffle after that. Okay. Cool. I was just gonna lose my mind if we had to keep listening to that shopkeeper music for like 4 or 5 hours straight. I won't lie to y'all. Yeah, I'm excited. Honestly, with how fast the shiny hunt's gonna go, even if we get terrible odds. For example, our Charmon... Why did I say it like that? I said it with, like, a Jamaican accent. Charmander. Our Charmander went over odds. The odds are 1 in 8,100. Our Charmander was, like, 9,300. So, it took an extra 1,000 resets to find Charmander. No! Dude, I'm so stupid. My abra going into box 14 again, because I forgot to save after I fixed that problem. Alright, I need the chat to remind me, after this reset, we're moving the... Okay, we need to save. I mean, realistically, I could... No. After this reset, I need to fix this problem where my Pokemon PC is set to box 14 as default, and then save, but save, obviously, before I buy any Abra, while I still have 9,999 coins. Because this is so stupid. This is so stupid. What am I doing? Okay. Stupid Abra keeps going into box 14, bro. Okay, we're back. Back like we never left. Anyways, I honestly don't know when we'll get the Abra. Like, I usually would take guesses during the Charmander shiny hunt as to how long it would take us to find an Abra. Or, sorry, a Charmander. In this case, an Abra. But, like, I'll be so honest with y'all. I don't know what to expect because we're catching so many at once. Like, I feel as though my concept of time, math, physics, religion, they've all been kind of fucked with in this playthrough. Just because of this one shiny hunt. Like, there's a chance we get it today. I don't think there's a high chance. But, like, in today's stream alone, after 9 resets, we'll be in the thousands. So, like, that's crazy. To put it in perspective, I streamed from September to January. On and off. Put hundreds of hours into shiny hunting Charmander. Almost like thousands of hours, but we didn't quite hit the 1,000 mark. I think if we went back and did the math, and we did do the math on stream, we put around like somewhere between 300 and 500 hours into shiny hunting Charmander. Which I realize now that I say that out loud is not really anywhere close to thousands of hours, but at the same time, it kind of is. Okay? It's a lot of hours. I'm giving myself a little bit of leeway here, and I'm exaggerating. But like, yeah, we did the math on stream, and we put like somewhere between like 300 and 500 hours was the estimate of shiny hunting just to get shiny Charmander. And I don't think Abra is going to be anywhere near that. I don't think Abra will touch triple digits. I don't think any of the Game Corner shinies will touch triple digits, honestly. Just with how easy it is to grind out these Abra. We can just spam Abra. But yeah, I definitely want to have the third cartridge ready in time for when we like shiny hunt Dratini. Because sure, it's funny to laugh about and, you know, smile at collecting 137 Abra every reset. As you can see here, Dratini costs 2,800 coins. Even with 9,999 coins, we're only getting like 3 Dratini a reset. So, yeah. We're definitely going to need all 3 devices ready to go at the same time. Dratini's going to be rough. Like, I need to enjoy this Abra shiny hunt while it lasts, because after this we're going into Dratini, and Dratini's going to be another lengthy shiny hunt. It's going to be another tedious one. Still better than Charmander. Especially if we're running Dratini on like 3 devices. Because then we could get 9 Dratini a reset. That's better than 4 Charmander a reset, but still rough. Still a little rough. Yeah. I'm very excited. So I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do with my content moving forward, because there's so many games that I want to play. There's so many games that I have not played. And on that note, like, my gaming backlog is... We've talked about it. It's hundreds of games long. But also, kind of similarly, so is the list of games that I've started and not finished. Like, I've started hundreds of games and not finished them. So, like, I've been going back and forth about how I want to tackle that, like, mountain of games that are just sitting either unplayed or unfinished. And we talked about it before on stream. One of the things I've suggested, and something I talked about as kind of our way of handling it, was in 2026, I wanted to go back and beat games that I left unplayed, and then in 2027, we'll start playing new games. But I'm a very indecisive person, and I also get bored very easily. And the more I thought about that, the more I realized I kind of would probably get bored of doing that, because if I'm just going back and replaying games I've already played just to go back and finish them all year, like all of 2026, it might ultimately end up kind of killing some of my enthusiasm, my passion for gaming. And it's going to limit my content as well, because we aren't going to be able to play like anything new or exciting. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of both. I think I'm going to try to shy away from that very concrete timeline I had set up for myself, that concrete plan I had set up for my stream, where like 2026 I'm only playing games that I left unfinished, and then 2027 we'll play new stuff. Why don't we just do a little bit of both? We'll do a little bit of both this year, a little bit of both next year, and fuck it. If we still have some games unfinished in 2028, we'll do a little bit of both in 2028. And maybe it's also just because I'm stubborn that I don't want to go back and like replay every game I've left unplayed this year. That just sounds like a lot of work. But yeah, I think I'm kind of shifting that plan, and we're no longer gonna commit to that idea completely. Instead, we'll just kind of go with the flow and do what I think is best for the stream and what I think's most entertaining. Not only for me, but for also y'all as the viewers. I think another reason I don't want to completely stick to that plan is because there's so many fun games that I want to play that would be quote-unquote like new games, and therefore things that I would have to wait to play until I've caught up on the unbeaten, unfinished games. I'm also like an addict for creature collector games. Sorry, the hiccups. Oh my gosh. Take a sip of water here real quick. Yeah, I'm like an addict for creature collector games, and I have a lot of them now. Like, a lot of people call them Pokemon knockoffs, which I think is a little bit of derogatory language to those types of games. But I have a lot of games similar to Pokemon, and I love the creature collector genre. So, one thing I've thought about doing as part of our like stream schedule is every time we like beat a Pokemon game, for example, once we finish our shiny only playthrough of Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green, before we play the next Pokemon game, in between each Pokemon game, we play a non-Pokemon creature collector game. So, like, after Fire Red and Leaf Green, maybe we'll play Temtem. Then after Temtem, we'll play another Pokemon game. After that Pokemon game, we'll play... I don't know, what's another one I've been meaning to play? Ooh, Dokimon Quest. So, then we'll play Dokimon Quest. And then, you know, after we beat Dokimon Quest, we'll go back and play another Pokemon game. After we beat that Pokemon game, we can go back and play, like, Koromon, which is another one I've been intrigued to play for a while now. Like, there's so many. I have so many creature collector games on my Steam and even on my Switch. Like, I am just an addict for the creature collector genre. I'm a big fan. So, I want to almost sprinkle in some non-Pokemon creature collector games in between the Pokemon games we're playing. Anyways, let's look through some of these Abra and see if we got any shinies. Alright, no dice on box 1. Moving on to box 2. Alrighty, no dice. Actually, we can leave that up on the screen just so there's something to look at. Alright, let's look at the DS. Let's see what we get here. Anything fun? You know, a lot of people complain about how uncomfortable and like bulky the original first model of the 3DS. Sorry, not the 3DS. A lot of people complain about how bulky and uncomfortable the original model of the DS is, the one I'm playing on right now. And I disagree. I actually think this original DS is super comfortable in hand. I really like it. And maybe it's because I grew up with it. Like, this was the first ever system I personally owned. Like, growing up as a kid, my dad had an N64, an SNES, a PS1. But those were, like, his consoles that he owned and the family played on. The first ever console that was mine, that I owned individually, was this DS, the one I'm holding in my hand still today. The fact that it survived until today is kind of impressive, honestly, but, like, maybe because I grew up with this system, that's why it's so comfortable for me. Just love it, bro. No shinies on either system. So that's another 137 Abra, putting us at 274. The math's going to get a little wonky here, I realize. The math's going to get a little weird, but I trust my my shiny tracker to keep it accurate, because I will not know if it's accurate or not. I don't know what 137 plus 137 plus 137 is. But that's okay. That's why we have the tracker. Anyways, sorry. I gotta, like, fix my shirt. The thing I love about my current chair, it's like a nice office chair. It's very ergonomic, very comfortable. The thing I don't like about my current chair is sometimes it'll bunch your shirt up in the back. That's why I usually wear hoodies, because, you know, that doesn't happen, you know. I forgot that we were supposed to save our game after fixing our little box 14 epidemic. Honestly, I might just reset on this account so I can fix it now. I want to check, though, if the one Abra that we grabbed from the game corner was shiny or not. Okay, it wasn't. Alright, we're resetting. Alright, let me fix this and then save. Because if this keeps happening, it's going to actually annoy me. I need to save my game without box 14 being set as the default box. Okay. Move over to box 1, make box 1 the default box. So if I reopen my PC, box 1 is what opens. Amazing. Okay. Now, we will go back to the game corner and save our game right in front of that clerk who sells us the Abra. So we don't have to ever deal with that issue again. Want to make sure I have all my coins. Good. Let's save our game. Cool. Beautiful. Okay, now we can continue shiny hunting. Now that we fixed that problem. That was gonna bother me, bro. Alright, awesome. Now our Sorry, hiccups. Oh my god, I still have the hiccups. Now our Abra are going into box 1. Beautiful. Cool. Yeah, I kind of like this stream layout. It was a little difficult to find a stream layout where I could fit everything on screen without any negative space. And as you can see, I kind of made it work. I was messing around with this stream layout for like over an hour today, to the point where it was delaying the stream even longer than I had intended. Now, granted, I already warned y'all yesterday on stream, and I put a warning in my Discord that today's stream was going to be late. But the stream was even an hour later than I had anticipated, an hour later than I wanted it to be, because I spent, like I said, over an hour just fucking around with this stream layout to see if I can make it look any better. And in my opinion, this is the best I could make it look without deleting any of the resources on screen. For example, I thought about maybe getting rid of the events list over here on the side where it shows my recent followers, recent subs, but I like having that on screen. You know, I like giving a shout out to the people who have most recently followed me and subscribed to me. If I got rid of that, I could have maybe had a little bit more space for this hand camera that records the DS, but also this hand camera, as I love to repeat, it's like my one-liner. It's like my version of a Pokemon cry. This hand camera is $14, so it looks like shit. So I kind of don't want it to be taking up a lot of the screen. I prefer it to look a bit smaller in size, so you don't notice the terrible quality of my $14 hand cam. So yeah, I don't know. I like this stream layout, but it could be a little better. I admit that. Because there's just a little bit of empty space on either side of the chat box, which I don't love. That's okay. At the very least, it has everything on screen that I wanted. That's what's important to me. It has the capture card with the screen cap footage from the GameCube, so you got good quality footage to look at. It has the hand cam for the DS, so you have the lower quality footage to look at. But at least it's a way for me to stream both devices at the same time. Face cam, the chat box, and all of my recent notifications for my recent followers, subs, things like that. So like I said, that's what's important to me. God dang it, I keep accidentally nicknaming this freaking Abra. This is the same problem I had back when we were doing the Charmander shiny hunt. I was nicknaming Charmander left and right. It was wasting so much of our time. Yeah. Otherwise, though, I'm really happy with the stream layout. It's like up there with my 3DS layout as one of the layouts I'm most proud of. It's not perfect. Like, my 3DS layout, I think, is almost perfect. I think it's, like, one of the best layouts you can have for a 3DS, alright? I'm not trying to stroke my ego, but I do want to pat myself on the back a little bit, because a lot of people who stream the 3DS on Twitch and YouTube... How do I say this without sounding mean? How do I say this without sounding like I'm talking shit? A lot of people who stream like 3DS or DS gameplay on YouTube and Twitch, their stream layouts look fucking terrible. Sorry, that was mean. But it's true, bro. They have so much empty space, so much unused layout, like just negative space in their layout. Or like some people just won't stream the bottom screen of the DS. which I guess for some games is acceptable. But in my opinion, that's like insane. I don't know, man. Like, I think there's just something about the dual screen nature of the DS and the 3DS. I mean, it's literally in the name. But there's something about the dual screen recording of a 3DS and DS that streamers just don't understand how to record it. They don't understand how to stream it, and they can't logically figure out how to fit that into their stream layout. It like breaks their brain. And therefore, like I said, I've just seen some of the worst stream layouts ever created when it comes to like DS and 3DS gameplay. To the point where I made my own version, like a brand new layout from scratch. And I'm so proud of it. And the reason I did that, I've told this story before, but like whenever I go to stream a new game, I always open up that game on Twitch and look at how other people are streaming it. What type of layout are they doing? Where are they putting their face cam? Where are they putting their chat? You know, what's the optimal place to have these things on the screen? And what's the optimal way to have the layout for this game? And I think it's just good to kind of do research like that as a streamer. So you have your stream layout looking clean for every type of game that you stream. When I went to do research on DS and 3DS layouts, once I finally got my capture card for that system last year, once I finally installed my 3DS capture card, I literally could not take any inspiration from any other streamer because I felt like all of their stream layouts looked terrible. And again, that sounds so mean, but like, it's so true. People just had negative space. The formatting looked off. And I'll give people some slack for the DS, because the DS it's difficult to make a good layout because both screens are like squares. And therefore, playing a game where the footage is in a like square ratio format, it's not like a 16:9 ratio. It's a 1:1 ratio, just a fucking square. Like, that is difficult. All right. I have a little bit more leniency and understanding towards people who are playing DS games, because the formatting of DS games is just so difficult to make look pretty. But, like, there's no excuse, in my opinion, with 3DS games, because the top screen of the 3DS is not a square. It is a rectangle, and you can make it look really pretty. You can fit it on your stream in a ton of different ways that is aesthetically pleasing. But like I said, so many streamers just... I don't know what they're doing, bro. It's like the 3DS breaks their brain and they don't know how to make a good layout. I really am sounding cocky now. Apologies. Listen, I'm not very good when it comes to many things with streaming, okay? There's a reason I've been doing this shit for like 10 years, and I still don't have Twitch partner. It's because, you know, I have some negatives to my stream, like the inconsistent stream schedule, or the fact that every single stream starts late. That's a given. That's just honestly a meme at this point with my Twitch account. Alright, so I'm well aware I'm not the perfect streamer. You know, my commentary could be better. My gameplay could be better at times. But the one thing I will give myself props for, and the one thing that I think I do well, is 3DS gameplay. Because my 3DS stream layout is the best. Because I made it myself. I built it from the ground up. I'm a self-made man. A blue-collar American. And I'm so proud of it. I just think it looks so clean. And there's almost no negative space on the screen. Both the top screen and the bottom screen of the DS are on the stream, which, like I said, half the people who stream the 3DS don't even do that. They just don't put the bottom screen on their live stream. We got both. And it just looks fresh. You got a chat box on the screen. You got your recent notifications on the screen. You got my face cam on the screen. I was able to fit everything in a nice, neat, aesthetically pleasing format. Anyways, we're done using up all of our coins over on Fire Red. I just need to use the last of my coins here on Leaf Green. And then we can go check our Abra. I think I can buy 2 more Abra with the coins that I have, and then we're done. But yeah, listen. I know I'm sounding a little cocky right now. And apologies for that. But let me stroke my ego a little bit. Alright? Let me stroke it a little bit. Pause. Because some things, when it comes to streaming, I'm not very good at, but some things I think I am very good at. And streaming 3DS and DS gameplay is definitely one of them. Alright, let's look at these Pokemon we just caught. Another 137 Abra. Still have the hiccups, bro. It's like, it's coming and going in waves. It's not like I have the hiccups every 10 seconds. For some reason, my body is deciding to hiccup once every 5 minutes. I don't know why. It's like a sleeper cell hiccup. Alright. No Abra in box 1 were shiny. Let's see if any Abra in box 2 are shiny. No. No dice. Alright. Moving on to the DS. What do we got here? Oh, I accidentally picked that boy up. Sorry, bud. Any shiny Abra on the DS? Wait, why did that look weird? I don't know why it looked... It's not shiny, so maybe I'm just going crazy. I'm hallucinating. I just want the Abra to be shiny so badly, I'm imagining the Abra as shiny. You know what probably would have been smart going into this stream? I should have given myself a refresher of what shiny Abra looks like, because I have an image in my head that I'm like 90% sure is correct. But I could be wrong. So I might double check after we're done looking at all these boys. Just before we do the next reset, I wanna refresh that image in my mind. Okay, nothing there. Moving on to box 3. Oh, man. Okay. Nothing there. So that's another 137 Abra, pushing us up to 411 on the stream. And then just to refresh my memory, I'm gonna look up what shiny abra looks like. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. His actual skin color doesn't change that much. So like the supremacists out there are gonna love him, but the clothing he's wearing like turns to a more purplish tint. Yeah, he keeps his skin color pretty much the same. Keeps it in the race. Keeps it in the family. Anyways, sorry. Alright, that's what I thought. Just wanted a refresher. Cool. Let's reset. We'll run it back. Alright. I'm going to try to nickname less Abra this reset. I feel like I was nicknaming almost every single Abra last reset. Such a waste of time. I'm so sorry, boys. See, if we do get the shiny today, which I doubt, but like, if by some miracle we do get the shiny today, I don't know what I'm going to do for the next stream. Because I plan to shiny hunt our next live stream. And I don't think I would be ready to shiny hunt Dragonite by Saturday. Yeah, so our next live stream Saturday night, when I come home from work. So, yeah, when I get home from work Saturday, I would have to do something different. I'd have to mix it up. Go with like a plan B. Though I had a lot of fun playing Counter-Strike yesterday. I've just been having a lot of fun playing Counter-Strike in general lately. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting addicted to tactical shooters again. Like competitive shooting games in general. Like, I've been having a ton of fun playing Fortnite Ballistic. I've been having a lot of fun playing Overwatch. Though I don't think I would play Overwatch competitively. Just because there's too much, in my opinion, variables and randomness with Overwatch as a hero shooter. Especially a hero shooter with like 100 heroes in it, bro. Like there's so many heroes. Like there's way too many variables to account for, like across all the different heroes with all the different abilities. But like I still love playing Overwatch casually. It's a lot of fun. And now I'm getting like addicted to Counter-Strike all over again, as if we're back in like 2016, 2017. Shit, I was even addicted to Counter-Strike all the way up until like COVID. Then once COVID hit, I kind of switched over to Valorant. But I don't know. I'm just getting like addicted to shooter games again. So if we do get the shiny Abra today, I guess we could switch up Saturday's stream to a shooter game instead of a shiny hunting stream. It's an option. I don't hate that as a plan B. Dang it. Alright. Oh my god, I nicknamed him again. What is wrong with me? Oh boy. Yeah, I will say, the menuing of the shiny hunt is a little boring. Constantly spamming through these menus. I didn't think about that ahead of time. I didn't realize just how much button spam this is going to be. And I shouldn't complain. I'm not complaining. Promise I'm not complaining. It is just a lot. I feel like if anything is going to give me carpal tunnel syndrome, it's this. But again, not complaining because this is still way faster than any other shiny hunt in the entire game. Like, this is the fastest shiny hunt in the entire game, so I'm gonna enjoy it while it lasts. I'm just a naturally impatient person, I think. I actually have no semblance of patience. You know what I just realized? My game looks kind of stretched. I don't know why. Like, my footage looks stretched. $160 by $240. I'm confused. Gotta be honest with y'all. I'm a little confused. So, I just double-checked my own knowledge. Because I'm looking at my stream in the corner here, and my Game Boy footage looks kind of stretched compared to the footage on my GameCube. Like, the GameCube, it's wider. But my Game Boy footage on stream is a little bit fatter. But the way I made the stream layout was I Googled the screen resolution size of the Game Boy Advance, which is 240 by 160. And then I mimicked that up in the corner there. But maybe the GameCube Game Boy Advance size is different. I'm going to type in GameCube Game Boy player screen size. Oh. Yeah, why? I am very intrigued by this. I think the GameCube just has a different output resolution for Game Boy games. Sorry, I can't catch the stream either. Best of luck. No worries. I understand. You're still chilling at the hospital. I was on the phone with everyone earlier. Hopefully everything's going well with the birth of the child. Okay. I don't know. That's the only answer I'm getting online that I can think of. Is that it's a different resolution. Hmm. I really don't know. But that's so weird, because, like, again, if I Google just what the Game Boy Advanced screen size is, it looks exactly like what my stream looks like. But the GameCube looks different. But I guess it doesn't matter then. As long as my game looks correct on stream, that's what matters to me. The GameCube just looks a little wonky, I think. I think the GameCube is off. Or the GameCube makes it look off. The GameCube makes it look different. Anyway, sorry. That was a little side rant. We went on a bit of a tangent there. But I just, like I said, I noticed that the GameCube, like, screen ratio was different than the Game Boy Advance screen, like, ratio. Resolution, I guess is a better word, sorry. I don't know why I'm saying ratio. Like, it's noticeably different. The GameCube's way of displaying a Game Boy Advance has a completely different resolution than the actual Game Boy Advance resolution. Because, like I said, the Game Boy Advance resolution is 240 by 160, which is what I'm displaying on stream, because I want it to look accurate on stream. The GameCube is displaying this game in, like, a much wider kind of format. It looks far more like a rectangle, whereas, like, the Game Boy naturally is a bit more of a square shape. It was just throwing me off. It was actually throwing me off, bro. We're big chillin'. We're almost out of coins here on the GameCube. Obviously, Pokemon Leaf Green here on the DS is still going to have a lot of coins, so we'll keep grinding there. See, I realized my little rant about resolution probably confused y'all, because all you guys are seeing is my stream. You're not seeing my GameCube that's currently running on my TV. You can't see the GameCube I have set up in my bedroom, but, like, I promise y'all, it looks way different. I was so confused by that. Also, can we just make mention of the fact, I only just now realized this, like, this is a crazy thought, but something that I'm very happy about. We are already at 500 plus resets for the stream, and we've only been live for an hour and 20 minutes. Back when I was shiny hunting Charmander on 4 consoles at once, 500 resets would usually take me anywhere between 2.5 and 3 hours, depending on how quickly I was moving and how little I was getting distracted by, like, going on rants and side topics. Like, if I was moving really fast and I wasn't distracting myself by ranting about, like, the Pokemon franchise or what my favorite Final Fantasy game is, I could do 500 Charmander resets in about 2.5 hours. But if I was getting distracted a lot, 500 Charmander resets on 4 consoles could take me 3 hours. We're at 500 plus resets already this stream, and we're not even at an hour and a half. That's crazy. We're pretty much moving at twice the speed. Alright, we got like 1,000 coins left on this account. We'll buy a couple more abra, and then go back to the PC and check them. Alright. 2 more I think I can buy with the amount of coins we have left. Yeah. Now 1 more. Cool. Alright. Let's run back to the PC. Cool. Let's see what we got here. Any shinies? Also, I think after we check all of these abra, I might run and take a quick restroom break. It's a problem. See, I've been trying to drink more water, especially on stream, because I've noticed, and even some people in the chat will call me out about it, I'll do like a long 3, 4, 5 hour stream and then not drink water the entire time, which is not healthy. That's not good for you. But then I'll do streams like today where I'm down and I've already downed like an entire water bottle today. And now I have to piss. Sorry. So I think after this reset, or at least after we're done checking all of the abra from this reset, give me 1 second, let me go back a couple. I wasn't paying attention. Want to make sure I didn't miss any shinies. Anyways, yeah, after we're done checking the abra for this reset, before we go into the next reset, I'm gonna run to the restroom. Okay. No shinies on the GameCube. Any shinies on the DS? Let's see. It would be kind of crazy if we got the shiny tonight. Just going from a really, really unlucky shiny hunt like Charmander to a really lucky shiny hunt would be a good feeling. But I also don't really want to burn my good luck on Abra. I kind of want that good luck for like Dragonite. Or I guess it would technically be Dratini, but Dragonite is what we will eventually evolve it into, which is why I keep referring to it as Dragonite. My bad. No, yeah, I want that good luck for Dratini, because that's going to be a slow shiny hunt. I have a feeling no shinies this reset. We got a couple Abra left to check, but I'm just calling it. Yeah, none. Okay. Alrighty. What does that put us at? Put us up to 685 abra that we've so far obtained. Like I said, I think before we do another reset, I'm going to quickly run to the restroom, so I'll be right back, brothers. Give me like 5-10 minutes, and we'll keep grinding. BRB. Wait, why didn't it mute my mic? That was so weird. Sorry, I'm just testing something. For some reason, it wasn't muting my mic. What the fuck? Hold on. Wait, this is actually messing with me now. Am I going crazy? So for those of you who don't know, I use the Elgato Stream Deck software to mute my microphone. And right now, I swear to God, it's making me double click my mute mic button. And I don't know why. Normally, I just have to press the button once to mute my mic. But right now, it's making me press... Now my mic is unmuted. Why are you making me double click? What the fuck? I've never had this issue before. I'll be honest though, the Stream Deck has been having a lot of weird issues lately. It's kind of been annoying me. I've been getting like disappointed in the Stream Deck. They've been... Maybe it's just like the recent updates they've been rolling out, but a lot of them are super glitchy, and I don't appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know why the heck that mute mic button's not working. Is that something I can fix? I don't know. I don't know if that's something I can fix, like, right now. I'll try to fix that after the stream, maybe. So weird. Mixer audio. I don't know. I've never seen this glitch before. Sorry. It's always something with my live stream. There's always a technical difficulty that happens. I swear to God, like every single live stream, I have some technical difficulty. Okay. Here, there's one way I can maybe try fixing this without having to wait until the end of the stream. I'm just gonna unplug and replug in my Stream Deck and see if that fixes it. Let's see if that fixes anything. If not, I'm just gonna be annoyed that my mic mute button is like not working properly. Okay, that actually fixed it. That's so funny. I mean, that's not funny. That's annoying. I don't know why my mute mic hotkey wasn't working. I'm glad I noticed it at least. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Like, the only reason I muted my mic is because I was going to go get up from my desk. And I didn't want you guys to, like, hear me rummaging around my room like an opossum. But, like, the whole reason I used the fucking Elgato Stream Deck is so I can mute my mic with the press of a button instead of having to like manually go into my streaming software and mute the mic manually. That's a lot of work. But like I said, the Elgato Stream Deck has been glitching out all the time lately. And it's starting to annoy me. It feels like I wasted my money buying this thing. But at least we found a fix. So for example, like if I deafen my audio, does that work? That did work. Okay, cool. That's all I was wondering. Or like here, let's test another thing. See, now we're turning this into a full-on test. Can I mute my can I unmute, sorry. Can I unmute my Elgato sounds? I don't hear them. I tried unmuting it. Didn't work. Wait. Oh, I hear myself. Gross. I think I have that tied to the wrong thing. I pressed a button, and whatever button I just pressed, made me hear myself. I did not like that. Let's try that again. I think I fixed it. We fixed it. Let's go. So that unmutes the sound of my capture card. Cool. And then if I want to mute the sound of my capture card, I can mute the sound of my capture card. Like that. Dope. Okay, that's dope. Okay. You know, I'll be honest with you, chat. I was starting to get a little sad when I realized my stream deck wasn't working and we were having yet again another technical difficulty on stream because it's been happening a lot lately. However, for once, we fixed it almost immediately. That's honestly almost a good feeling. Like, I'm not glad that we had technical difficulties. I'm not happy that happened, but I'm happy we fixed it almost immediately. That makes me feel like proud of myself. Anyways, we fixed the problem. Now that we fixed the problem, I'm actually gonna run to the restroom. So I'll be right back. Let me turn the music back on. Let me, like I said, give me 5-10 minutes. I'll be RB. We're back. Hey, what's up, Scuba Drinks? I feel bad. Right as I took a break, someone joins. I'm so sorry. That timing is terrible. My apologies, brother. Yeah, we're back. We're doing another reset. We're up to 685 abra. So far, no shinies. But you know what? That's okay. It's still early. Still very, very early in this shiny hunt. So I'm not going to complain. Alright. Feeling good. Feeling refreshed. Did you... RNF? Yeah. No, so we... Coincidentally, I was talking about this at the beginning of the stream. We got the shiny starter. We got it back in January. And it was kind of comical, the timing we got the shiny, because I got the shiny and then like a couple days later I ended up crashing my car, went to the hospital, and because of the car crash, like I was offline for like a month. Like I wasn't able to stream. I was just recovering and trying to heal. So like I didn't stream for a month, but at least we got the shiny. Got the shiny like just a couple days before that happened. I think I would cry if I was in March of 2026 and we still didn't have shiny Charmander. That would suck. That would actually be the worst feeling. That would be the worst luck possible, but also we got some pretty bad luck with that Charmander. I think we ended up getting that Charmander at like 9,630 something. It was way above odds. Well, not way above odds. It's not like we went to the, you know, tens of thousands, but it was well above 8,000. Whack? Yeah, pretty whack. That's how I would describe the car crash, as whack. But we're back. We're back and we're finally shiny hunting again after like 2 months. See, I wanted to return to shiny hunting sooner, but I had the car crash in January, which kept me offline for like a month. And then almost immediately after I had fully recovered and healed from the car crash, I got like, I don't even know if it was the flu or COVID or the plague. I got some sort of illness that kept me offline for like another 2 weeks. So yeah, I've spent basically like a month and a half of this year just unable to stream, unable to play games. just bedridden, which is not great. It's been a rough start to the year. But it's okay. All good. What's important is that we're back and we're shiny hunting again. This time we're only shiny hunting on 2 consoles instead of 4. That's mostly because I don't have all 4 currently ready to be shiny hunted on. Like, in order to do this Abra shiny hunt, I need to play 4 games to the point of Celadon City, which is a lot of work. Work that I wasn't able to do, like when I was in the hospital, for example. So, yeah, I only have 2 games that I'm shiny hunting right now, because only 2 games are currently ready to be shiny hunted. Only 2 games have made it to Celadon City. I ended up getting me a shiny Charmander and Fire Red on Switch day 1 release in under 40 resets. I don't know what's worse, getting the car crash or having to read that out loud. I'm joking. A friend of mine came in and started bragging about it while I was just playing Leaf Green. 40 minutes later, I was gonna play both games. Tiny Char Boy. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. I'm glad you're okay, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad I'm okay as well. But if I can be honest with you, I'm mostly just sad that, like, I missed out on so much streaming. And work as well. That sucked. I had to waste so much sick time and, like, PTO because I obviously missed work. So, that was a bummer. Like, having to take time away from work and take time away from streaming just always sucks. Especially because, you know, I need to work in order to make money and survive, you know, live my life. And streaming is like what I do for fun. So I wasn't able to make money at work, and I wasn't able to have fun. It was kind of just like a month of purgatory. I plan on going for Porygon with this method. Ooh, okay. I respect that. That's a lot of money you'd be spending. It's so many coins. Oh my god. It's 9,999 coins on Fire Red. On Leaf Green, it's only 6,500, but that's still a lot. Oh my. Crazy. The music is so, like, jolly and happy. I feel like it's not the appropriate music to have playing while we're talking about, like, the car crash. I could go for the fill inventory thing, get 5 at once. I'll be honest, I don't really know what is that? I've never heard of that strategy, or is that like a glitch? I'm very intrigued now. It's still so weird for me because, like, the game that I'm playing with my capture card, I'm technically playing on a GameCube. So on one hand, I'm playing with a GameCube controller, and on the other hand, I'm playing on a DS. And it's messing with my muscle memory because they're such different controllers. And the buttons are so different on the DS versus the GameCube. It's like breaking my muscle memory. Alright, we've used up all the coins on the GameCube. We still have a lot of coins left on the DS, just because of the difference in pricing between Fire Red and Leaf Green. I just mean what you're doing. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. My apologies. That makes more sense. Yeah, I mean, that'd probably save you some time. I wish you luck if you're going with Porygon, because that's going to be a grind. But also, that's a super rare shiny to get, so if you get it, that would be very impressive. That would go crazy. After Abra, the next one I'm doing is Shratini. So that one's going to be a little bit of a longer grind. Because, you know, Abra costs 120 coins, but Shratini costs like 3,000. If you average out the prices across the two games. But, like, yeah, that's a little rough. Porygon 2 is beautiful. No, I agree. I'm a big fan of Porygon 2. I even kind of like Porygon Z, but if I'm being honest, and I know there are some people out there who love Porygon Z, like there's a really popular meme Pokemon account on Twitter. I can't remember the name of this Twitter account, but it's like I said, it's like a meme Pokemon account. And their avatar is Porygon Z, because they love Porygon Z. But like me personally, I think Porygon 2 is the best looking one of that evolution line. That's my favorite Porygon. How many coins do we have left? 1,000 coins left. I've done research. Porygon 2 is more special defense based, and Z goes more attack. Huh. I actually didn't know that. See, I feel like I'm so lacking when it comes to knowledge of like competitive Pokemon. I don't have a lot of knowledge of like competitive Pokemon because I don't play Pokemon competitively. Like when I play a Pokemon game, I just play with the ones that I think look the prettiest. I play with Pokemon that I think are like the most special to me. I just pick the ones that are my favorite. I only recently got into kind of like a little bit of the competitive scene. At least I started like paying more attention to it. I don't play competitively still. I've never played competitively, but I started paying more attention to it recently because like it helped me with some of my playthroughs. For example, paying attention to like the nature of your Pokemon and just naturally like their stats helped me a lot in some of the playthroughs I was doing. So I've started paying attention more to that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'll be honest, I have like such little knowledge when it comes to playing Pokemon competitively. Alright. Time to scroll through some more Abra. Follow the official Pokemon Twitch page and tune in on occasion. I've been watching the last few months. I really enjoy it. They cover about every event. Huh. Well, it's good that you're learning a lot. I probably should do the same, honestly. I definitely should do the same. I'll be honest, I don't follow a lot of like big companies or corporations or even like games like Pokemon on Twitch. I maybe should. At least I should follow like the games that I care about on Twitch. Most of the people I follow on Twitch, most people I like watch on Twitch are usually like smaller streamers. Alright. Oh man, I'm tired. Okay, no shiny Abra on the GameCube. How about the DS? Let's see what we got here. Any fun little shinies? I tend to not as well, but Pokemon is Pokemon. Even if Nintendo's scummy. Yeah, no, I feel that. Listen, I have a lot of very strong opinions about Nintendo, but I'm still a diehard Pokemon fan. Okay. No shinies in box 1. No shinies in box 2. I have very choice words for them. Right there with you, brother. Yeah. It's so tough being like a Nintendo fanboy, like at least growing up as a Nintendo fanboy, because I grew up playing Nintendo games, owning Nintendo consoles, and now I feel like as an adult, I've watched the company that I grew up loving turn into like a monster. Turn into like the bad guy. Alright, no shinies on the DS. So that's another 137 Abra. And that bumps us up to 822. Alright. Let's reset. Run it back. Oh man. We're just gonna keep spamming through this menu. This shop clerk is probably tired of us. They're gonna hate us by the end of this shiny hunt. You trying to do a whole team? No, I thought about it, but then like Charmander took so long that I decided not. I'm either going to do 4 Pokemon or 5 Pokemon on my team. It depends on how lucky or unlucky we get with the rest of our shiny hunts. But because Charmander took so long, I'm not doing a full party of 6. Like, Charmander, now obviously I'm not a full-time streamer, so I wasn't streaming every day. And I play other games besides Pokemon, so I wasn't playing Pokemon every day. But the fact that Charmander took us almost 5 months to find, like I started that shiny hunt in September, and I didn't get it until January, was insane. So, yeah, Charmander kind of convinced me not to do a full team of shinies. Like I said, I'm either doing 5 or 4. I'm leaning towards 4 just because I lost so much time this year with the car crash and with being sick. Like I said, it was like a month and a half this year that I couldn't stream or do like anything. So I feel like I'm just behind and I need to like catch up on things. I don't know. I really feel like I'm just playing catch up and I'm behind on everything and I don't have the time to do everything I want to do. I gotta kind of not necessarily cut corners, that sounds like I'm being lazy, but I gotta be efficient with my time, and therefore probably gonna end up only doing a team of 4 Pokemon for this playthrough. But I still think that's pretty good for a shiny only playthrough on these old games where the odds are 1 in 8,000. 4 is, it's better than 1. It's better than 2, because technically you'd need a minimum of 2 to beat the game. Because of the HMs alone. But yeah. We'll see. Oh, shoot. I accidentally nicknamed this. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it is a dream goal of mine to eventually, one day, beat every region in Pokemon with shinies only. But I realize how difficult that's gonna become. Especially as they release more and more games. And I don't want to just play each game back to back to back. Only shinies. Only shinies. Like, I still want to play some of the games for fun. And I still want to do, like, other challenges, like Nuzlocke and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm very torn about it. I still don't even know what I want to do for my next challenge. I might do a Nuzlocke for my next challenge, just because I've never live streamed a Nuzlocke before. That's a lie. I've live streamed a Nuzlocke one time, and it was a Soul Link Nuzlocke with one of my friends. And therefore, because it was like a multiplayer Nuzlocke, specifically a Soul Link Nuzlocke, I kind of had to rely on them to play the game in order for me to beat the game. Like, I can't... How do I word this? In a Soul Link Nuzlocke, you can't play the game without your partner, without the friend. And my friend stopped playing, so I never beat the game, which was really frustrating. Because, like, I actually really enjoyed that series on my stream. And instead of finishing that series, it was left pretty much abandoned. It just died off halfway through because my friend that I was doing the Soul Link Nuzlocke with stopped playing. That's why I don't do a lot of content anymore that relies on someone else showing up. At the very least, I don't do a lot of content on stream anymore where the other person is required to show up. Like a Soul Link Nuzlocke. Or, back in the day, I had a Minecraft Skyblock series on stream that was multiplayer. And the same thing happened. The person who I was doing that series with stopped playing, so the series just died. And that was really frustrating. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't do a lot of multiplayer content that requires the other person to be there anymore. I'll still play multiplayer games, but, like, only if I can continue to play on my own, just in case that other person decides to give up or quit halfway through. That way, if they do give up or quit, I can keep playing by myself. But yeah, I've never finished a Nuzlocke on stream before, because the only time I've done a Nuzlocke was a Soul Link Nuzlocke that the other person quit. So I would like to do a Nuzlocke maybe as the next challenge stream after this one is wrapped up, once we finish our shiny only challenge. That could be fun. I feel like Nuzlocks are kind of, I don't want to say overdone, but like everyone and their mother has done a Nuzlocke, so it wouldn't be the most original content, I admit, but I've never done one before, so I want to do one. All right, I don't care. I still want to do one. I found a cool dude named Hat Bastion recently. Been trying to get a shiny Charboy using the GameCube for like 3 years on and off. He said he's at like 20,000 resets. Oh my god, I feel so bad for him. That's crazy. 20,000. That's... yeah, that's a yikes. I've never done a Nuzlocke. I've considered doing one, though. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised I've never done a Nuzlocke. I've just kind of always done other types of challenges. Like, I've beaten a Pokemon game with shinies only before. Before this, I beat Pokemon Sword with shinies only. I've beaten a Pokemon game using only one type of Pokemon. Specifically, it was water types. I've beaten a Pokemon game using only one Pokemon before. I've done that a couple times, actually, because I think it's just fun. But I've never done a Nuzlocke. I don't know why. So I do want to start a Nuzlocke on stream, even though they're kind of overdone. It's a little bit of an oversaturated type of series. Now's my best opportunity. 2 Switches, and I can have a file for both games, both consoles. That's probably your best way to get... yeah. That's funny. Just running 2 Switches at once. Yeah, I don't know. I get very torn, though, because, like, a lot of people have recommended in my chat that I play, like, Pokemon fan games. And I get torn about that, too, because, like, me personally, I'd rather do a Pokemon challenge, like a Nuzlocke or a shiny only playthrough, than play a fan game. And also, and I'm not trying to talk badly about fan games here. Like, a lot of fan games are really, really cool. But if I'm being honest, like, I would rather play just another creature collector game than a Pokemon fan game. Does that make sense? Like, for example, there are some really good Pokemon-like games out there, like Pokemon-esque type of games. I don't want to call them knockoffs, because I feel like the word knockoff is derogatory. But, like, there are some really good games similar to Pokemon out there that I want to try out. For example, Temtem, Koromon, Nexomon, Disc Creatures. Like, all of these games are very similar to Pokemon, and I'd low-key rather play them for a new experience, something different, than play a Pokemon fan game. And again, I'm not trying to talk bad about fan games. I'm well aware that some of the fan games out there are apparently better than actual original Pokemon games. So maybe one day I'll play Pokemon fan games. But, like, as of right now, it just doesn't feel... Again, like I have the time. With my busy work schedule and, like, the little free time I have, with what little time I have, I'd rather play either an original Pokemon game or, like, a game similar to Pokemon but with a new experience and new monsters like Koromon or Temtem. Anyways, let's look at some more Abra. See if we get any shiny. I'm specifically using the summary screen, by the way. I said this earlier, but I'm repeating it. I'm repeating it because it's important. I'm specifically using the summary screen because I think it's easier to tell if a Pokemon is shiny in the summary screen than if you're just hovering over it. And I don't want to miss a shiny, you know? I'm always scared that I'm gonna accidentally miss a shiny, pass over it, and then delete it because I reset when there was a shiny in the box. Alright. That's all the Abra on the GameCube. Let's look at the DS. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm very torn because there's so many games I want to play. There's so many challenges I want to do. It's almost overwhelming. Like, there's too many Pokemon challenges I want to play on stream. There's too many games similar to Pokemon that I want to play on stream. Like, I've had Temtem for years, and I've still never played it. Same with Koromon. Even Nexomon. There's a Nexomon 2 now, and I still haven't played the first one. So, I think we just, you know, we need to broaden our horizons. Hold up, I missed one. Alright, nothing in box 2. Let's go over to box 3. I'm getting a little tired. Dude, and I still have to make dinner tonight. Oh my gosh. What if I just have sleep for dinner? What if we have sleep for dinner tonight? How does that sound? Alright. That's another 137 Abra down. 959 total. Do another reset. Let's run it back. Time is it? Oh my gosh, it's 7 p.m. Jesus. How's it so late? I still haven't had dinner. It's okay. We'll at least get into the thousands tonight. I don't know how many thousands we'll do though. We'll see. I might end the stream a little early today. Apologies. But also, in my defense, I did warn in the Discord that we weren't going to stream for very long. The stream schedule got messed up yesterday, bro. It was so bad. Anyways, yeah, felt that. I was about to lay down before I jumped in. I was like, I need to support this fan. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support, my brother. Oh my gosh. I'm already nicknaming Abra. It's like my fetish. Okay, that's a terrible way of wording it. That's a terrible way of describing it. But for some reason, I'm just constantly, accidentally nicknaming Abra. Yeah. What's crazy though is, like, when we were shiny hunting Charmander, and I was making this comparison earlier, but mathematically, just the time it took us to do 500 resets for Charmander was like 3 hours. We've been live for 2 hours 20 minutes, and this is my first time doing this shiny hunt. So my muscle memory isn't really there yet. I'm obviously not moving as fast as I could be if I had good muscle memory. And I'm still learning, you know, what buttons I need to press when. So I'm making mistakes, like accidentally naming the Abra. But even though I'm moving at a pretty slow pace today, because it's the first time we've done this shiny hunt, I've done 959 Abra in 2 hours 20 minutes, when in the past 500 Charmander took me like 3 hours. Like, we're over doubling our output from the past shiny hunt. It's crazy. Just a lot of talking to the same shop clerk, though. I think that's the only negative. Like, this is the fastest shiny hunt in the game, so I'm trying not to be negative, you know? I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. But the one downside of this very, very fast shiny hunt is it's like 90% talking to a shop clerk. It's just 90% menu screens, and only like 10% actually looking at Abra and seeing if it's shiny. Which is kind of the whole excitement of shiny hunting, is catching the Abra and looking at Abra, checking if it's shiny or not. This music's keeping me hyped, though. I think if I didn't have this music playing in the background, I would have fallen asleep by now. Especially if we had to listen to the same shop music for 2-3 hours straight. I let a shiny Abra get away from me in Legends Arceus a few months back. It was tragic. Speaking of games I need to go back and replay, I need to replay Legends Arceus. I actually really liked that game. I was a really big fan of that game. I like that game more than Legends ZA. Legends ZA, I have conflicted feelings about. There's things I liked, there's things I did not like. Legends Arceus wasn't perfect, but I liked a lot more about it. I went back, and now it's my favorite modern. I agree. I actually agree with that completely. Legends Arceus is my favorite Switch Pokemon game. Favorite Pokemon game in the Switch era. Found out that mints existed, and I've dived headfirst back into Pokemon in general. That's funny. Last 2.5 months I've done nothing but stream and play Pokemon. Yeah, dude. Like I said, I have a lot of conflicting feelings about many of the Switch games. I think the Switch era is my least favorite era of Pokemon, sorry. But I like Legends Arceus. Legends Arceus was a fun game. I need to go back and play that again. Charmander's tail went blaze. Blaze. Yeah, I don't think if I had this music on in the background, I'd be awake right now. I'm so tired. But maybe that's a good thing. It probably is a good thing. I need to get a lot of sleep before work tomorrow. That way I'm not passing out at work. Alright, we are officially out of coins on the GameCube. Let's just use up the rest of our coins on DS. I think the next time we do this stream, I'm gonna swap the games that we're playing on each system. I'm gonna swap the Leaf Green and put it in the GameCube, and I'm gonna take the Fire Red out of the GameCube and put it in the DS. That way, whenever the Leaf Green has coins left over, and we're stuck buying Abra on one game but not the other, I'd rather be buying Abra on the GameCube, not the DS, because you can at least see the footage on GameCube a lot better than the DS. Does that make sense? Like, I'd rather be doing this grind of like my last 3,000 coins and spending my last 3,000 coins. Sorry, is what I meant to say. On the GameCube, where you guys can see the footage better than on the DS, where the footage is very grainy and you're staring at a $14 webcam. Did you farm with Meowth a lot? I actually didn't. I thought I was gonna have to do a lot of farming, but just playing the game and not really spending any money, I had enough to buy all the coins. Like, I just played the game normally, but didn't waste any of my money on, like, potions. I didn't really buy any Pokeballs because I didn't need to. Like I said, on the save file you're watching in the corner on the GameCube, that GameCube save file, I only am playing the game with one Pokemon, really. So, like, because I didn't need to buy Pokeballs, didn't buy potions, I didn't buy anything. And I saved up all the money from every trainer battle I did throughout the entire playthrough. I had just enough money when I got to Celadon City to pretty much buy all the coins I needed. Now, I did need to sell some things in order to get all the coins I needed. Like, I had to sell all of my nuggets and big pearls and stardust, and I had to sell some of the more expensive items that I'd collected. For example, all of the vitamins I collected, like zinc, carbos, and protein. I sold those because they sell for a really high price, like 4,500 in this game. But by saving all of the money that I earned and selling some of those expensive items, I had enough just to buy coins. And I bought all the coins I needed. Got 9,999. Which was a pretty good feeling. Though that's honestly a strat I considered. I considered doing the Meowth strat. I also considered just grinding Pokemon over and over and over again with the Versus Seeker and battling trainers over and over and over again just to keep collecting money from them, but I didn't really have to on my save file. Now, this save file on the DS here was played by my wife, so I don't know exactly what strategy she used in order to make her money, but I appreciate her helping me out nonetheless. I'll say that. Because having to play like 4 games at once was going to be way too much work for me. I mean, obviously it was way too much work. I still don't even have all of the games ready. I only have 2 games ready. One of the games I was playing and the game my wife was playing. That's okay. For Abra, I don't think we need 4 games. Once we get to like Dratini, I might need some more games. Shiny hunting Dratini is going to take a lot longer, so I want more games. Anyways, let's scroll through some more Abra and see if there's any shiny. I feel like I have to lock in when I do this, so apologies if I don't talk a lot, because I'm just so focused at like looking at the screen. I don't want to miss the shiny, you know? I'm just a very paranoid person, and I'm so paranoid that I'm gonna miss a shiny. It's never actually happened to me. I've never missed a shiny on stream before, but I don't want it to happen. You know, I don't want to allow that to ever happen. I don't want there to be a first time. No shiny Abra on the GameCube. Let's look at the DS. Nothing in box 1. I feel bad for all those poor saps who don't know what they found. Yeah. I remember that like really old Reddit thread of the person who posted like, hey, I found like this Pokemon and it's a different color. Why is that? Is it a glitch? Something wrong with it? Oh no. It's almost sweet that they don't know what they found. Pokemon has a disease, kill it. Alright, nothing there. We get lucky in box 3. No. Okay, nothing in box 3. Alright, we're at like 1,100. I might end the stream here. I'm not gonna lie. I know this is kind of a short stream compared to like what I normally do, but also I'm not used to grinding 1,100 shinies in under an hour. 3 hours. Everything I just said was wrong. I'm not used to grinding 1,100 Pokemon in under 3 hours. Imagine if we got 1,100 shinies. Just endless, unlimited shinies. I can only imagine the days of, oh shit, my game's glitching, better turn it off. That's probably why they added the red Gyarados to silver and gold, so people didn't actually do that. Like, they didn't... That way people knew it wasn't a glitch. Anyways. Yeah, I'll end the stream a little early tonight, but I promise we'll do a longer stream here soon. Like I said, I just have work in the morning, so I don't want to stay up too late. And I stayed up way too late last night streaming. We stayed up to like, what was it, like 1, 2 in the morning last night streaming? It was bad. I shouldn't have done that. That was very dumb. So yeah. I'm gonna probably head out here. It's crazy how quickly the shiny hunt's going already. 1,100 Abra in 2.5 hours. Meanwhile, when we were doing Charmander, we would do like 500 Charmander in 3 hours. So that's crazy. I'll be back. So I do work the next 5 days, but I plan on streaming at least one of those days after work. So I'll be back at least one day in the next 5, and then I have off 3 days after that. So similar to my last stream schedule, where I streamed like 3 days in a row on my 3 days off, it's going to be kind of the same thing. The next 5 days I work, I'll try to stream one of those days, and then I have 3 days off, so I'll stream 3 days in a row, all 3 days that I'm off. So we'll be back soon, and we'll keep grinding. But you know, maybe it's a good thing that we didn't get the shiny today, because it gives me time to try and keep playing that 3rd game that I'm working on. So maybe we can play 3 games at once next time. No promises, but at the very least, I'm gonna keep grinding that 3rd game so we can at least have it ready by the time we shiny hunt for Teeny. Anyways, yeah. Otherwise, It was a fun stream, good stream. I appreciate y'all for watching. Have a wonderful night, skooma drinks, and I will see y'all later. Peace out, boys.